Hello, hello, hello. Whoa, let's not trip. Anyway, so let's do another video quick. I want to dive into the topic of being able to discuss something that has evolved around social media. Oh boy. So this topic is going to be an interesting one because I'd like to actually dive deeper into the essence of what is social media. Well, to put simply, it's a place where you sell your soul. If not for your soul, because these platforms which disguise themselves as a network, not unlike the internet, which is a network of opportunity and potential, which is not held back by the individuals besides those who set the constraints of what that exists, but that's called freedom of choice, in which we are talking about these platforms in which you decide to give your power away. These platforms whose ability to capture your attention, to enamor you, to say, hey, we want your attention. We want everything that is opposed to your focus because we exist on it. And this manipulative relationship that social media decides to have with you is bound by the act of providing your creations, what you do as a living out there in the world. If people want to consume it, they will utilize that to milk an algorithm so that they can sell advertising. And not only that, but they will listen to your conversations, collect your data, your photos, scan them, understand that every message, every word, every voice is processed to shape something based off a profile of you. At what cost do you want to give yourself away so that you can provide something in which a short-term realization of dopamine and say, hey, this feels good, I'm sharing something. Yes, we want to connect with like-mindedness. Yes, we want to collect and be receptive and also provide something in which others can be receptive to receive. And that resonant note, yes, is going to speak to us, but is it up to us to create something? No. But it is up to us on where we put our power. And for those who are addicted to social media and are constantly checking your phone, seeing notifications, and caring what happens, well, that's because you're stuck in something in which you are now entrapped into this manipulative relationship that is at the cost of your life, your vital force, the things that you create. If this is not a virus trying to pertain itself by taking something which is of your body, of your essence, of your being, and using it to allow itself to exist, then you yourself are giving yourself away to provide an environment in which this exists. And if this is an as above, so below situation, we're understanding that we're faced with a lot of different things, just like the meaning of turning internally to understand who we are as an individual and how do we want to act in a world that is ever changing. And are these constructs that are placed upon us something of meaning? Or is this something that is going beyond that in which we are able to opt out by the choice of non-participation? Because these networks exist because of us, we're in a position where our power is up to us. For those who are willing to find the gold, you are existing outside of these networks that are constrained to be something of what a social media is, but the media of interaction. The idea of community can exist in forums, can exist in ways in which we connect, to exist in communities, not just by the constructs of these networks in which they try to maintain what is the authority of what a social construct is, but to utilize that to manipulate an algorithmic feed, to feed you a limited perception of what it feels that you need to consume, because it makes choices for you. You do not make choices for yourself, nor are you given the freedom to do so. So if you're willing to participate, you're willing to give your soul away, and thus the soul cell media is calling you. But if it's something that is not resonating, that you feel strongly about, and you don't agree with many of the platforms collecting all this data or taking all this power, providing something that is manipulating and utilizing users to their ability of emotional output, fulfillment of all this, with the cost of taking away intimacy. The ability to be intimate with something means that you're going to give your attention towards it. And that's something that is contradictory to what these networks are illusioned to have in front of you, because we are provided something that is saying, hey, you're giving this to us, so we're going to be grateful for it. But when we're in that idealistic point of view, we're thinking, what is that we can create for ourselves? So when you create that for yourselves and then play ball and realize that they don't like when you play ball because they don't want you making decisions. They don't want you making choices. They don't want you to be able to go outside the line or provide content and allow others to think for themselves, or even provide the essence of being to say, do you need social media? Yeah, we can connect. Yes, we have mouth boxes in which we communicate with other people by choice. People who are wanting to connect to others are going to get so at a surface level that is so superficial that is going to lack the intimacy. It's going to lack the connections of individuals who are willing to connect with one another and to discuss deeper things that are in tune to who you are as an individual. And let that known to be artists, to artists themselves who are creating who are hobbyists, who are taking photos, who are individuals who are birthing something of beauty into the world, and that beauty is being harvested like a machine to provide something that is actually so algorithmic that you yourself are becoming a product in which you're the user and the product at the same time. So if you want to be just a user, you can participate and you will consume what is provided to you. If you want to participate in the creation aspect, you still have to play ball by being a consumer. I utilize platforms not to actually act on these platforms, but to just provide something as an outlet. But even then, the pitfalls of social media are going to catch you. So there are means in which you're held back, or whether it's a censorship, or whether it's just the way in which the data in itself works against you. You are now playing against something, not only your past self of comparison, but providing the selves of others. And as long as others succeed beyond you, then you're at yourself provided something that is called self-esteem challenge. And you are going to be asking yourself, is this worth it? Because somebody can be further down the road. Is it worth you to still pursue it? Now, your self-worth is something that only you can decide, so that's up to you. But let's make this video about something meaningful, because if you want a soulful media, you got to turn within and create that yourself. That's something that we all have the power to do. And for this moment here, let's reflect on that. So I won't keep you too long, but take care and stay true.